What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Stephen Hyder, Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Look, guys, game's still kind of going on, but look, that last DK Metcalf play, I think, perfectly summed it up, which to me, situations weren't perfect, guys. It's not ideal to lose Carson Wentz in a playoff game. Some of you guys I saw on Philly Mike's thing where you guys were saying, like, oh, he's got to get rid of the ball. Like, dude, stop. Just stop, people. No, you can't tough that out. That's not how concussions work, guys. When you get a concussion, even if you try to go back in the game, they're just going to call down and pull you out of the game anyways and put you through protocol. Nothing you can do there. It's not a tough it out situation. It's a shitty circumstance. It sucked. And I'm sorry, but Doug Pederson, as bad as the situation was, and I know it's not fair to put everything on him, he lost this football game. You can't go down your backup quarterback in one-score games and come out this vanilla. This is just bad situational football today. Bad situational football. 3rd and 3 to start the second half of the football game. Down in Seattle territory. On a 3rd and 3, you go with Boston Scott. Get your head out of your ass. The correct play call there, if you don't know, is simple. You can go 13 man. You keep Boston Scott in. You can fake that pitch and roll McCown if you want. That would have been acceptable. Or why don't you just do the simpler thing? Take the goddamn running back that you know will go get you 3 goddamn yards and put him in the football game. It's ridiculous. There's no way right now in that situation, well, not right now, but in that situation, you should have had a circumstance to where you've got Jordan Howard sitting the bench on that circumstance. You got to go get a guy who can go through contact balance, who has contact balance. It was a ridiculous play call. Horrible play call. Fast forward. That fourth quarter, we're in the red zone. You go for it on 4th down. It's the wrong play call, Doug. You got to kick the field goal there. You know why? Because if Seattle drives the field and scores, it's still a one-possession game. If they don't score like they did, then you're playing for the opportunity to take the lead in the football game. This is bad play calling. This was Doug at his worst today. Way too vanilla. I mean, horrible personnel decisions. On top of the vanilla play calling, on top of the vanilla play call, the shitty personnel decisions, where was any kind of trickery? What are you doing? What are you doing with the backup quarterback in a one-score game, in a game we really shouldn't have been in? You've got to bring shit out of the bag, dude. If you're not capable of doing that, then I'm not saying you got to replace Doug Pederson as the head coach, but you got to muzzle him. That means you've got to get rid of Groh. You've got to get rid of all these offensive coaches, and Roseman and them have got to go and put this in more veteran people's hands. You got to strip Doug's ability to make those decisions. Because as much as I like Doug, and I think the team fights for Doug, clearly you're not capable of making the correct decisions in certain game time situations. And that's got to be in the hands of someone that can. Because this is not excusable. It's not. This was a bad job on the part of Doug Pederson. This was a horribly called game. I will give props to Josh McCown. Look, he held the ball too long. For all y'all to think Carson holds the ball too long, no, that's what holding the ball too long looks like. He had a few plays there where he was holding it way too damn long. And, bro, for the love of God, man, you cannot take a sack on that 4th down play. That's the one thing you can't do. If anything, put the ball in the air and give someone a shot. Maybe someone makes a fucking miraculous play there. You can't hold it, man. That's the one thing you cannot do. Props to the defense. Yeah, it blew some things here and there, but it kept this game within reach for most of the football game. But at the end of the day, man, there wasn't enough offensive firepower. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made during the offseason, guys. There's a lot of crucial decisions that got to be made on this roster. And because we didn't get a deep enough playoff run, unfortunately, I think some of these decisions are going to be really difficult to make. And it's going to be hard to assess some of these guys without really getting more game film, more game reps for a lot of these guys and seeing what they have to offer this offense. I mean, there's 2 guys we know for a fact that are perfectly fine. I mean, Boston Scott and Greg Ward Jr. will be on this football team. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But This was a horribly, horribly called game. And by the way, NFL, what the hell are you doing about Jadeveon Clowney? Hey, man, that's the shit we're trying to prevent in the NFL. All the other bullshit calls you guys make for the little pity-patty touching the quarterback, dude, he targeted a quarterback and hit him from behind in the back of the head. That's a suspension, bro. He shouldn't be he should not be playing for the rest of the season after that. That shit can't happen. That's the very thing the NFL is setting out to prevent happening, and you allowed it to happen with no repercussions during the game. And then you called horseshit calls down the stretch, and then you didn't call the things by your rule book. Hey, I know the Josh McCown shove thing wasn't a big deal. It was still late. That's still a penalty. You still got to throw the flag. If you're going to call that bullshit earlier that you called for Russell Wilson when he got touched. I mean, that play to me was bullshit. That's a dirty play. And if I was Doug Pederson, I would not have been so calm about that. I would have been in the refs' faces, and I would have went and got me a backup offensive lineman and said, make sure Clowney doesn't walk off the field. If you're going to play dirty, we're going to play dirty back. You can't allow that stuff to happen, man. You can't allow teams to come in there and do that. You've got to go send a message. That shit won't be tolerated. Like, this was a disappointing outing, guys. There's nothing else to say about it. It was a disappointing outing. Look, guys, I'm going to switch up the content as we go forward. Obviously, we're going to get into more of the offseason stuff now. I'll be diagnosing and doing things. I'll be breaking down, filming some of the recruits. We'll be talking about draft positioning, things like that. We're going to be switching it up a little bit, guys. This is a disappointing end to the season. To the Seahawks fans, congratulations, man. I mean, what can you say? Russell Wilson didn't have a great game, guys, by any stretch of the imagination. But Russell Wilson was Russell Wilson. He did enough to win the football game. You got to give him credit. Still sucks, man. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened, man. This should have been a different outcome here. This was a horribly called game by Doug Pederson. And I really do think that we need to consider taking away some of the power that Doug Pederson has over the offense. I don't think that he's up to the task in some aspects. His situational play calling at times is just not good. So, guys, this sucks, man. No other way of saying this, guys. This was a horrible end. Horrible end to the season, guys. It sucks, man, but you know what? Next year, another season, we still won the NFC East. Man, we still played a hell of a football game. We were in it, even with really nobody left. Tough decisions up ahead, guys. We're going to get into that stuff, guys. We're going to have to talk about the decisions that lie ahead for this Philadelphia Eagles franchise, guys. All right, y'all. I'm about to jump off of here, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to go EAGLES. Guys, this sucks, man. But you know what? To me, the loss isn't what hurts the most. That cheap shot on Wentz robbed someone of an opportunity to play in a playoff game, win or lose. That's the part to me that I'm sorry, it's not acceptable. The NFL needs to step in there. This shit's not acceptable. All right, y'all. I'm out here. Peace.